All right, so today we're diving into the world of live chat operators. And wow, with the amount of research you've given us, you're not messing around, are you?
Yeah, someone's been doing their homework. It's way more than just a quick Google search, that's for sure, especially when you look at all the technical details and the career path stuff.
Exactly. So let's just forget about that whole image of someone stuck in their grandma's basement mindlessly typing away. Based on what I'm seeing, live chat operators are more like digital detectives, would you say?
Totally. They're like piecing together these online puzzles, using keywords, looking at old chats, even pulling in industry knowledge to solve problems that people aren't always like directly asking.
It's like being a tech-savvy therapist. You're decoding those desperate help. My Wi-Fi is down. Messages trying to figure out if they've even tried the classic turn it off and on again solution.
Right. And here's the thing that I bet most people don't realize. A lot of these live chat operators, they're dealing with questions from all sorts of industries, not just one company.
Now that's what I call variety. One minute you're troubleshooting a tech meltdown, the next you're giving fashion advice on the latest clothing line.
Exactly. Your research really highlighted how this whole cross-industry thing keeps the job interesting and you end up with a crazy amount of skills.
Okay, so we've established this isn't your average customer service gig. But paint us a picture here. What's the day-to-day actually look like?
Imagine like a whole symphony of keyboard clicks, multiple screens lit up with these chat threads going at once, maybe even a stress ball or two within arm's reach.
And let's not forget a super comfy headset, because those shifts can be brutal. We're talking long hours, right?
Mm.
Your sources mention both office life and that work from home setup that everyone seems to love these days.
Yeah, and that flexibility is definitely a perk. But let's be real, this is fast-paced, high-pressure stuff. We're talking juggling multiple chats at once, staying calm with people who are ready to throw their computer out the window, basically becoming a master of digital peace talks.
It's like that meme with a cat trying to type on a keyboard, but instead of one cat, it's five, and they're all asking you different questions at the same time.
Spot on. It takes a certain kind of person to handle that kind of chaos, let alone actually do well in it. And the ones who do, yeah, they've got some serious career options ahead of them.
Which brings us to the career ladder. Your research outlined these four distinct levels of growth in this field, each with more responsibility and, if we're being honest, more money.
Oh, yeah. There's a clear path from entry level all the way up to the big leagues, senior live chat operator. And what's really helpful is you found these examples of what each stage actually entails.
Let's break it down. So entry level, you're the first line of defense. You're the friendly voice guiding someone through those FAQs or maybe some basic troubleshooting.
Exactly. It's all about building those core skills, knowing the company's stuff inside and out, not cracking under pressure, and becoming best friends with all the chat software.
All right, then you move up to junior live chat operator, and suddenly you're dealing with more complicated issues. Maybe even those customers who can turn a simple question into a full-blown Shakespearean tragedy.
It's true, they're leveling up their people skills along with the technical stuff, learning how to de-escalate situations, knowing when to call in the senior team for backup.
And speaking of the senior team, what does it look like when you reach the peak of live chat operator mountain?
Well, at the senior level, it's less about typing and more about strategy. Leading teams, analyzing all that chat data to make things more efficient, maybe even creating training materials based on everything they've learned.
So they've gone from digital detective to the Sherlock Holmes of the live chat world, overseeing the whole operation, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Exactly. They've mastered communication, problem solving, using data to help not just individual customers, but to actually improve the entire customer experience.
Which brings us to something I find super interesting, especially considering how much you love using tech to your advantage. What's the deal with AI in all of this? Because you've included some pretty wild sources about this platform called RoleCatcher.
Ah, roll catcher. Now, this is where things get interesting.
So RoleCatcher, it's like, all right, you want to get hired, this is your secret weapon kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And especially in this field, it seems like there's a ton of competition.
Yeah, it's not enough to be good at the job these days. You got to stand out right from the get-go with that application.
And that's what's so cool about RoleCatcher, from what I'm seeing. Your sources talk about these AI tools that can, like, dissect job descriptions, find those keywords that make all the difference, even help you tweak your resume for different companies.
It's wild. It's like having a personal branding expert just for your career, helping you tell your story in a way that clicks with, the actual human recruiters and those AI gatekeepers everyone's using now.
Okay, But where RoleCatcher really blew me away, honestly, is the interview stuff. Let's be real. Even with a killer resume, interviews can be terrifying.
Oh, tell me about it. And that's where RoleCatcher goes way beyond just giving you like generic tips.
Right.
They've built this whole system where you can record yourself answering typical interview questions, and then their AI analyzes everything.
Wait, hold up. So it's like a mock interview, but with an AI coach giving you feedback on every little thing.
Yeah.
Posture, tone, all of it.
Exactly. It's insane. They give you real-time insights on if you're using too many ums and likes, whether your energy's right, even if you're making enough eye contact. It's like having a Hollywood acting coach, but for job interviews.
That's unreal. I remember back in the day, I'd be practicing my answers in the bathroom mirror, hoping for the best. This AI thing, I would have killed for that.
It takes all the guesswork out of it. You're not just crossing your fingers and hoping you're doing okay. You get actual data on what to improve.
And it's not just about looking good on camera, right? From what I read, Rollcatcher's AI digs deeper. Make sure you're hitting those key skills and experiences that actually matter for that specific job.
Oh, yeah, it's all connected. It's figuring out what the company cares about most and then making you look like the perfect fit. It's like having an AI co-pilot guiding you through the entire application and interview process.
Okay, this is seriously impressive stuff, but it makes me wonder, about the future of live chat operators themselves. We're talking about AI that gets human communication, gives feedback. Could the job just disappear eventually?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And it's something your sources actually address head-on. They're not shying away from the fact that chatbots are taking over, especially for those simple, repetitive questions.
So it's less about like robots stealing jobs and more about the job itself changing.
Exactly. The live chat operators who will succeed in the future, they got to work with the AI. They'll focus on the stuff that needs that human touch, solving tough problems, understanding emotions, building relationships, all that stuff that chatbots, at least for now, just can't quite do.
So instead of being scared of getting replaced, it's about learning new tricks, adapting,
Yeah.
maybe becoming the expert on managing those AI systems or even teaching them how to be more human in their interactions.
Now you're getting it. That's what your research is pointing to. The best live chat operators, they're already embracing the tech, not running from it. They're using data to improve how they work, anticipating what customers need, delivering that empathetic, personalized experience that only a real person can.
It's kind of wild to think that the more advanced AI gets, the more valuable those uniquely human skills become. But this actually brings up something else interesting. Your sources touched on those related career paths. Could being a live chat operator be like a stepping stone to something else?
100%. All the skills you pick up in this job communication, problem solving, tech stuff, they're useful everywhere. You could be a call center agent, customer service rep, technical sales, anything where talking to people and navigating the digital world matters.
So it's not a straight line. It's more like choose your own adventure in the world of customer experience and beyond.
Exactly. And here's the kicker, even with all this automation talk, your research shows that live chat operator jobs, they're actually on the rise.
Really? That's surprising. With AI doing its thing, I would have thought those jobs would be going away.
It does seem backwards, but think about it. The more companies move online, the more they need people who can bridge that gap between the brand and the customer.
So the job's changing. ND is becoming more in demand. That's awesome news for anyone thinking about this as a career. It's not every day you find a job that mixes human connection, tech skills, and actually having job security.
It's a pretty sweet deal. And it shows how important those human skills really are, even in a world obsessed with automation.
So, wow, we've covered a lot of ground here. Digital detectives, AI taking over the world. I mean, it's a lot to think about.
It really is. It's like you're at this crossroads, right?
Mm.
Two paths, both leading you into this whole live chat world, but in totally different ways.
And both of them are pretty tempting.
Mm.
I mean, on one hand, you could become this like live chat ninja, solving problems in real time, mastering the art of digital communication. Plus, let's not forget all that flexibility and maybe even working from home in your PJs, which, let's be honest, who wouldn't want that?
Right. But then there's that other path, the one where you're all about leveraging technology, becoming best friends with AI, using tools like RoleCatcher to like hack the whole job market.
It's like, do you want to be the amazing swordsmith or do you want to learn the magic spell that gets you the job?
That's actually a perfect way to put it. And honestly, the most interesting path might be where those two things meet. What if you took your natural communication skills and then like supercharged them with AI? You'd be an unstoppable, tech-enhanced live chat guru.
Now you're talking. We've really dug deep into this world. what live chat operators actually do, where their careers can go, how AI is changing the game.
And let's not forget about those human skills that are so important. Empathy, creativity, dealing with people's emotions, building those connections. AI's got a long way to go before it can do that.
Exactly. So even if we've got chatbots answering every basic question, there's always going to be a need for that human touch in customer service.
And that's where you come in, dear listener. All this research you've done, it tells me you're not just dipping your toes in the water here, you're ready to dive headfirst into this world.
So here's something to think about. Don't just focus on the job title itself. Think about the skills you want to learn, the impact you want to have, how your own strengths can help you kill it in this ever-changing digital world.
Because at the end of the day, the question isn't, will a robot take my job? It's, how do I become so good that they can't even think about replacing me?
Now, those are words to live by. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. And remember, the learning never stops.
Until next time, stay curious.